Good evening, friends. We all were watching a song which says "Investor ho to best ho," which means if you are an investor, you are in the best position to control everything. Because as an investor, if you think that the IT sector is doing well, you can switch your gear to IT sector, and if you think banking sector is going to do well, you can switch your gear to the banking sector or healthcare or whatever or FMCG. But if you are a chemical engineer and if you have done studies related to chemical engineering, you just cannot join banking or maybe IT. Just because you have done chemical engineering, you will have to be into that business. Isn't it,
Yes,
Ayappan?
yes.
So the whole idea is, as an investor, you have this flexibility to be with the winners and just be there in whatever is looking good. Okay. So, and in order to be in whatever good, you really need to be with somebody who can guide you towards that good. And with all of you present in this room, each one of us are doing fantastic work as far as guiding investors in their own ways. And and it is and again with us we have Mr. V.R. Ayappan, who is one of the person who is quite famous for his NRI clientele and the way he has actually acquired them all sitting in one room, in fact. Okay, so I am in contact with Ayappan for now. It's now like fifth
6 years.
year, I think.
6.
During COVID, well, just before that, a little bit, we just got connected. And from that, I think the story is amazing. And he has actually just completed, touched 5 crore SIP book size. Okay. So getting 5 crores of SIPs every month. And most of the investors, he has not even met them physically. So he's just doing all these meetings virtually. And but one-on-one, he is so focused and the time which he is giving. So I think this is something very, very unique. So this Beyond Classroom Series 20 is all about growth. And uh, Ayappan is following a very nice strategy, a beautiful way, and he's doing it like कहते हैं हिंदी में मजे मजे से, and he's doing it with all joy. So let's hear it out from him only, how he is doing it, what is the strategy which he is using, because this is again an inspiration for all of us, including myself, really motivated. So looking forward to learn from you, Veerapan.
Yeah.
Ayappan, over to you.
Th thanks, Kanakji, first of all. And so first, I have prepared one small presentation. So I'll try to share with that presentation also. After that, we will have Q&A kind of thing because I really don't know what I have done to grow this level. Okay. So, but it is growing on its own. That is what reality is. Yeah, might be some practices which I am doing might be really it is working out. So that way, I think I'll try to share on a Q&A basis, right? So when I started, I started 6 years back only. My journey is just starting, 6 years back. And moving now from 0 to 5 crore in 6 years, might be on average, I've added 80 lakhs every year on a SIP book. Okay. And initially, when I started, I got in touch with Connect G and all when I was zero. Right? So when I just started into the industry, so I started with Connect and all. We started having a call with Connect G and all. And then I got in touch with few of the right mentors. Okay. Who used to push lot of these ideas. So whatever I have been telling or I'll be sharing with you is not something new, but the difference might be I have executed it, right? So everyone knows the importance of certain things, but we don't give that much importance when it comes to execution. So a lot of people have lot of ideas, lot of concepts, but have you executed it? That makes huge difference over a period of time. And consistency of execution is what another thing is important, right? I do a lot of online sessions. Today most of my client acquisition is through a more of an IAP, but it is an online model. When I did my first session, I had only two attendees. Okay, so many times, it will put you down. So you will stop after trying. But believe me, once you try 5 times, 6 times, that two will get you four, four will get you eight, eight will get you 16. So many times, most of us would have done SIP drive at some level, but we would have tried and we would have left. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell is there is no right or wrong way of building business. You need to put consistent effort. Okay. Whatever you have strong conviction, you have to have your own, you have to have 1 second, you have to have your own way of building business, and then you need to have your own strong conviction and have a consistency to build that business over a longer period. This is much more important. Okay, so I'll share the presentation. After I share the presentation, then we can take it forward. Let me see. I think share. Right. So is my screen visible?
Yes, I happen.
Yes. Okay, so first thing is, see, this is my current SIP book and the current AUM. Okay, the AUM is around 480. I crossed 500. It went to 525, and it has come down to 480 now. Right. Whereas my SIP book has touched to 5 crores. It just crossed 5 crores. Right. And now, if you see what is my SIP book as a percentage of my AUM, if you see that, it is around 1.04% on a monthly basis. Okay. So generally industry always put this number. You would have come across lot of presentations from lot of mentors and lot of, wherever you attend some conferences, whoever speaks about SAP, they keep telling you that you should maintain 1% of your SAP book as a percentage of your AUM. Okay. So that if you have a focus, okay, you will build SAP. So many times what happens when we get more lump sum, no, we don't focus on SAP. So it is easy to grow lump sum. So lump sum generally will do very well when markets are high, people will put lot of lump sum, right? But when market goes down, people don't even bring lump sum, they don't even bring SAP. Okay. But if you want to average it out, SAP will help you during a downturn. Right. So if you don't have a focus, so I come across lot of distributors, they only focus on lump sum, lump sum, lump sum. That's why their AUM will grow only based on a lump sum model. But when there is a cycle, they find it very difficult to navigate that cycle, because during a downturn, you will start seeing redemption happening. Clients will not be very comfortable. You don't have anything to average out during a downturn. Right. So that is becomes much more important. So people only focusing on AUM by lump sum, they will grow by lump sum method. But if you start your focusing on SIP and have this 1% target, you might be at some point more than 1%. There will be some time you will be less than 1%. But at least have that target and start moving towards it. Easily you will be able to achieve. Okay. This is one thing which I want to tell. Most of the advisors, they will not have focus on building SIP book. So first thing is you need to have a focus on building SIP book. Second is it's a common sense. If you want to grow your AUM, the logic is simple. One is market movement, which is not in your control. Okay, today market is down, tomorrow market will go up. So, but in the long run, if you have an equity book, you will generate 12-13% market movement return. So second thing is SIP and lump sum. Okay. So we only focus on these two things, right? This is a common sense. Either lump sum or SIP. To some level, you can do an asset allocation based on valuation to get a better market returns. Okay. So if some, like, we have a lot of our mentors who tell, valuations are high, low, you rebalance your portfolio so that your drawdown will be reduced. So by playing those game, you can little bit increase the market returns over a longer period. But what is in your control mainly is either building SIP book or lump sum, right? Generally, what happens, market goes up and down, right? In a bull market, we keep getting lot of money. So lump sum will keep flowing in a bull market. But what happens when a bear market hits? There will be a dry down of investments. Okay. The investors who invested lump sum also, they will not invest. Okay. No one will start even new SIP. It becomes tough. But if you see, what we don't focus is SIP can be built mainly in the bull market. It is easy to build SIP in a bull market. When a client is investing 10 lakh, you are telling, ask him, sir, put 50,000 SIP. He will not even bother to start that SIP. Okay. That is what is going to average it out during the bad turn. In bad turn, you cannot go and ask money. But if there is a 6 months period, 8 months period, your SIP is averaging out, his portfolio will not look very bad. Okay. Otherwise, lot of lump sum investors will come and invest in a bull market. Once bear market goes, next cycle he will not be your client. Right. So you have to have a focus. You build your SIP book not on a bear market. You have to build your SIP book during a bull market. But the advantage of it, you will get it in a bear market. Okay. And another logic, common sense is simple. See, when the market is going up, say for example, my case, okay, I had a SIP book in January. I had close to 4.8 crores in January. Like 2 months back, my SIP book was 4.8 crores. And my AUM was close to 510 crores. Okay. If you see what was my percentage, 510 crores on 4.8 was 0.9%. Okay. So in a bull market, what happens? Market is generating return. Your SIP growth will be lower because as a percentage of SIP is 0.9 into 12, which is like, 9%. Today, market has fallen. Okay. My AUM growth because of market has come down, but my SIP ratio has gone to 1.04. Okay. So in 12 months, my SIP growth is going to be 13% on this AUM. Okay. So if you logically think it is going to protect your downside movement of whenever AUM growth is slipping, your SIP is going to take that whatever you are losing on the growth, the incremental growth gets added through SIP. Okay. If you don't build SIP, when a market falls, you don't have any offsetting factor. Okay. So now market goes another 10% down from today. 480 will become 440. Okay. But my 5 crore as percentage of 440, if you see, the ratio instead of 1.04, it will go to 1.08 or 1.1. So instead of me growing at 13%, I'm growing at 14% if market goes down lower. Right. So when you are building your AUM, the downside protection is actually, it's like a balanced advantage fund, like a product. You build SIP, which will give you that downside protection for your AUM growth. If the market falls more, automatically SIP as a percentage of your AUM is going to increase. That will push your AUM overall. You're getting that factor? So that's the most important thing. So try to build strong SIP book. Then automatically downside protection or holding the client during the down cycle becomes much more easier. Okay. And SIP, what I always used to think is very easy way to acquire a new client. You go and meet a new client, you get reference, or even you do a cold call, or you do some, digital marketing. You have a lead generation. You go and speak to a client. You ask invest 10 lakh, 20 lakh. He will never trust you and invest when he doesn't know you. Right. But you ask him invest 5,000, 10,000. He will not think too much. He will start with an SIP. So acquiring a new client, SIP is a very easy model. Once he comes, you will build relationship 5 months, 6 months, then you can start building on the lump sum of that client. Okay. So it becomes a very easy entry point for anyone to acquire a new client through SIP. Right. So that's how I see to get a new client, you just, it's very easy. You product push SIP and try to get a new client. Now, SIP is such a beautiful product. It can be given to any age, right? Someone who is at 20 years, you can start with an SIP. Someone who is at 50 years, you can start with an SIP, right? Then any income, whether he is earning 10,000 rupees, whether he is earning 5 lakhs. What other mistake people do is when they go to ultra rich or high HNIs, they try to get lump sum, but they don't get the SIP book. Okay. Because generally that fellow is investing 50 lakhs or 1 crore at one shot, then we don't give much importance for SIP. But if you build an SIP, it will build long-term relationship. Every month some money is going. So he will always remember you. So you will have that engagement going. Even if some client is at a very high income bracket, you can still give them SIP and and be in touch with the client over a longer period. That's what I do with all my clients. Generally, they will have one SIP running for me. Okay. Then any risk profile, someone doesn't want to take equity. You do SIP in a bond fund. You do SIP in a gold fund. So you can do SIP in a balanced fund. So wherever you want to do an SIP, you will be able to do your SIP. So that comfort is there, right? Next is time horizon. Okay. So someone wants to invest for 1 year, you can do SIP. Someone wants to invest for 10 years, you have SIP. Now I'll give you certain logic, or the way I deal with my clients, or something how it is successful. Like for example, age I told, no. Generally what I have, so any of my clients whose kids cross 18 years, so I ask them to start with an SIP. Might be that SIP is 3,000, 5,000, whatever it is, right? So, but I tell boss, you are 18 years old, your son is just started, is a major PAN holder and all. You start so that he will get an experience. So 5 to 7 years until he crosses 25, when he starts earning, parents will keep funding that money. But he has got a 7 year of history. Then 8th year you tell that you start a continue SIP. Why you will not tell no? Right? So you can tell all your clients, whoever kids are like, above 18, or, who are just going to work, you can ask them, as a parent, you can fund, because the biggest wealth creation each one of us know is time. It's not return, right? A 18-year kid or a 19-year kid has a 30-year or a 40-year compounding, which a 40-year person doesn't have, right? So you can go and tell existing your clients, if the kids are, if they have a younger kids and all, so start with that, right? Now, income, whenever we are looking at income, so many times what happens, salaried people, it is very easy to give SIP. For a business people, their cash flows are very volatile. So we cannot give an SIP for them. So generally what we tell, you are a business person, you invest as and when you have money, but SIP only for salaried person. That's how we go and try to market the product, right? But even business person, there is something like a minimum cash flow every month we will get. He has to run his family, no? So whatever he might have spike in the cash flows, but there will be something which minimum he will keep getting. So ask him, at least out of the minimum, you put small amount. Okay. So many times what happens, we keep in our mind certain sweet spots. These are the persons who are, very good for SIPs. These are the people who are not good for SIPs. So in that way, what happens, we don't push the product SIP with full rigor. So that's where our mistake happens. Sometimes what happens, risk profiling, this fellow is more of a FD product. You bring into a SIP is a very, SIP gives you time diversification. First of all, that will reduce your risk. Second thing is you can give an hybrid product and bring them slowly into the mutual fund space, right? Now I have few clients whom I have given term insurance, or they have to plan for their school education. 1 year SIP, you do it in bond fund, no? It's a liquidity management. It's not about return. So anytime you want money, you can take it. Right? Now you put 1 year FD, you want to break in between, you have to pay pre-closure penalty. But you put it in an savings plan, like short-term savings fund or ultra short fund. 1 year, whatever you want to take it. Right? So you can start giving, because see what happens whenever, even when I speak to the clients, many people think mutual fund is only equities. Right? They think mutual fund is fully risky. So there are certain products like bond or gold. Like for example, one of my clients' kids, they wanted to plan for gold. So if each one of us we are giving, right? But only thing we have to be more understand what is the client requirement and try to offer them reasonable product. Then what I have observed is generally SIP starts and it stops. Okay. So the focus should be goal oriented SIP. You plan for retirement, you plan for child education, you plan for, their vacation, whatever it is. But once you lock a goal, generally what I have observed is the discipline will be there for the client. Right. This is most important. So always when you do an SIP, just don't tell, okay, you are earning 50,000, you can put 10,000 SIP, start putting 10,000 SIP. Now, when you give an SIP with a 10,000 like this, he might start with a 10,000 SIP, but after 6 months, 1 year, he wants some money, he will stop the SIP. But has you given this 10,000 telling that boss, this 10,000 is going for your child education or 10,000 you are going for your retirement, then the consistency of that SIP would remain for a longer period. So always, so we all means almost everyone who speaks in the industry, they tell it should be goal focused. But are we really attaching the goal to the client? Okay, so many times we just tell, okay, you save 20% of your money. For what purpose? They don't know. Then obviously it's a low hanging fruit. Whenever they want money, they will take from the mutual fund. Whenever they want to stop SIP, they will stop. So try to communicate to the client, boss, this is for your goal. Next is what we have, SIP, most of the times we focus on equity, but you also have other products where you can start penetrating to the clients. Like, if a child marriage they want to plan, have gold. As an asset allocation, you want to have 5-10% in gold. So you start building whatever you want, right? So generally when we focus on equity, but your focus can change to bond or gold, which can help you to get more wallet share of the client in SIPs. Because someone should have emergency fund, you can bring that emergency fund into mutual fund, into bond fund. Or someone wants to have liquidity management, every year they have to pay some premium, they want some money to be there, you can bring it in bond fund, like that. So now this is a simple logic. Ending SIP is beginning SIP plus SIP addition minus SIP stoppage. So the most important thing is, see, we have certain SIP book, we need to target to increase the SIP book. How you are going to add the SIPs? So generally our way of adding SIP is what we once we give one client one SIP, 90%, I'm not telling everyone, but 90% that SIP will never move up to the next level. But the client's income level would have gone up, client's requirement would have gone up. So how many of us are reviewing the client on a regular basis from a SIP perspective and adding more SIPs? Right. So that is one thing we miss. When we think about adding SIP book, when we are thinking about adding SIP book, we are only thinking about adding new clients and bringing more SIP. But we never think about increasing the existing SIP book from the existing client. Okay. So when that can happen, you need to have a close engagement. You have to keep speaking to the client on a regular basis to understand what is his income growth, what is his goal requirement. Now, a few years back, you would have told, my son will go for an engineering. I need to plan for 25 lakhs. After 3 years, when you speak, he might tell, no, my son would like to go towards medical now. Now you are planning for 25 lakhs. Suddenly he wants 1 crore, right? From engineering to medical, he has gone. But if this is an opportunity, you can sell a higher SIP for him, or start a new SIP for him. Okay. Someone will tell, I want to settle in a tier 2 city. Then suddenly he will tell, no, I want to retire in a place like, Mumbai or, Bangalore. Then cost of living is going to increase. So his retirement corpus has gone up. So lot of different stages life changes will happen, and requirements also will change. Someone is working today as 50,000, he changes a job, he goes to a 80,000 salary. So now new 30,000 easily you can tap 20,000 because his expenses has not increased immediately. But after 2 years you go, no, he would have already increased his lifestyle for that 30,000. So then you will not get that incremental SIP, because he will tell, I will not be able to save because the entire 30,000 will go into spending the incremental salary which happened. But at the time of jump, if you tap him, you can convince him and take 15, 20,000. So are you in close engagement with your client? So if you are not in close engagement with your client, it is very difficult to upsell your SIPs, right? So we have in our industry also certain products, top up SIP. So we can put 5%, 10%. But more than that, what generally I do, I told you in January I had 4.8 crores. Now it is like crossed 5. 20 lakhs added in January, because every year January I speak to my clients and try to see whether your existing SIP has to be increased. This is a simple logic. So you add 20,000 to each of your client, automatically it will grow up, right? So that review system you have to do and try to increase your SIP. Otherwise, what happens? Client also feels you are not engaging properly with him, and then he will also stop sharing whatever new developments happens in his life. Okay, but if you are keeping an engagement, he will also keep you posted what is happening. So someone build a new house, so he has taken money from you. So let's assume like this example, right? So someone has built a 2 crore portfolio. Now suddenly he comes to you and tell, I want to invest in a real estate and I'm buying a rental property. I want 1 crore back. Now so many times we try to convince, okay, real estate may not be good. This is not good. You continue, but he will still take the money and get out, right? Then what happens? You totally reduce connections with him. Might be after that house came, you might start getting 40,000 new rental income. Okay. So many times when a client is taking money for his goals, don't get disappointed. That is what I've seen with the advisors a lot of time, like, advisors or distributors, whatever it is. So what we do is when client takes money for a goal, no, we get disappointed. So we built him 2 crore portfolio, suddenly he's taken 1 crore. But you should be very happy when the client takes money for his goal, because he will always remember you. Because of you, you have achieved that. Then he will be open to give you more investment to you. But so many times we break that connection. I told you, you did not listen. So that should not happen, which I see like many people do knowingly or unknowingly, right? So you need to be in constant touch so that the new house he builds, he gets a rental income. You can push that 40,000 back into SAP, because he has taken asset from one form to convert to another form. He is getting a more cash flows. Then you can convert it into SAP. So have this kind of logics which can work out. Then see, generally what happens, what I have observed, I am using this tool very powerfully. So many times when a client is doing a goal based SAP, in between, whenever he is going to a financial stress or some uncertainty, he would like to stop the SAP for few months. If we cancel the SIP, generally will not come back. But if you give a 3 months, 6 months pause, he will continue most of the times. This is based on my experience, what I have said. So whenever a client wants to cancel, you just speak whether it is a temporary dip in his income or salary cash flow problem, or it's a long term dip in his salary or a cash flow problem. If it's a long term dip, you have to cancel the SCP. But if it's a temporary dip, instead of canceling, you can at least ask for a pause kind of facility with him, right? So generally what happens, so most of my clients, once they start SAP, it is been running. So your SAP book keep building. Otherwise, what happens? You add new client, you get this month another 5 lakh SAP, but on the other side, 2 lakh SAP gets stopped. So incrementally, how do you build SAP? You have to somewhere close the leak, right? So that you have to manage it. So logic is simple: add new client. SAP is a very good tool to add new client. Very easy to add client through SAP, because people who doesn't know also today they will invest 5,000, 10,000. So you will see in many online platform, people don't know the online platform, but they register and put small money. Okay, so everyone would be comfortable to add this SAPs. Okay, then you have to ensure that you keep increasing the SAP, whether you are doing through top up mechanism or the simple ways: review regularly and increase SIP as the requirement changes. Top up is just a operational mechanism, but from a thought process, you should try to increase the SIP with regular engagement. So increase step up or top up, whatever you want to call, but try to increase SIP of the existing clients over a period of time. Okay. So 10 years back, someone would have told I would retire with 1 crore retirement portfolio. Today, 1 crore is not sufficient. Right. So after 10 years, people will tell, boss, 2 crore is also not sufficient. Right. So automatically expense increasing, your SIP should increase to meet that requirement. Then try to keep the SIP as long as possible. Try to link it to a goal. Use mechanism like pausing facilities and all. Okay, that will help you to keep the longevity of the SIP. Otherwise, what happens? One side you are adding, on other side it is going down. Your SIP book will never build. Okay. So what importance you give to adding SIP, that much importance you should give to making sure that SIP continues for a longer period. Okay. So this is a simple logic. Like if you are growing at 0.5%, annual growth is 6%, 0.5% SIP as a percentage of AUM. So for new people who are for the first time, if you have a 100 crore portfolio AUM and 1 crore is your, say 1 crore is your SIP book, that means 1% is your monthly addition. Annually, the AUM will grow by 12% just because of the SIP book which you have bought in. Okay. So here it is 1.5% is 18%. So when market falls or market crashes or reduces like current times, you are automatically SIP as a percentage of AUM is increasing. So that will give you a higher growth in the coming year. Okay. So, but always keep this target if you want to grow, because it is very easy to get money from the client when the markets are rosy. But when markets are not rosy, no, then it is very difficult to get money from the client. And if the portfolio is negative, it becomes much more tough. Common sense tells when portfolio is down, get more my investment. But the client will not give money when market is down or when portfolio is negative. But at least if SIP is running, no, it keeps averaging out without his knowledge. Right. So these are disclaimers, whatever needs to be put. So, so because of Kanak Jain ji, I have written these two books. So you can have one session with Kanak ji, how to become an author and all. Okay. So then I'm open for questions. So these are my YouTube channel. My books, if anyone wants to subscribe, do subscribe. Okay. So let me stop sharing. So yes, I am done with my presentation. Now you can ask any questions, whichever I am comfortable or I know I will answer.
Phenomenal. I think a very simple way you have explained everything. Uh, Before everyone asks, let me ask you a question about your NRI engagement. How mane, you do that? How is this strategy working? Did you intentionally made this that the most of your clients will be NRIs, or it has happened automatically? I've seen you also traveling, going to so many places, especially in Middle East. In fact, during COVID also you were there. So, and
Yeah.
you did the
So,
RVCP course
so
sitting there.
yes, sir. So, see, I lived in Middle East for some time. So, almost 8, 10 years I lived. So, my initial first connections are from the Middle East zone. So for me, that gives me a comfort to travel into Middle East, and I already had a first, second circle of clients. So through that, referral circle we automatically grows. Okay, and basically I come from a CFA background, or I'm a CFA charter and a certified financial risk manager. Okay, so and a lot of people whom I used to have interacting was from the finance background. So it's much easier to connect with them because investment they also have more interest in that subject. So slowly it kept on growing like that. So after that, now I have built even in India also a sizable client. So generally the space I am working is more of an HNI kind of space I'm looking. So generally the SAP book should be on a higher side. It becomes much easier to grow. Okay. So what I do is whenever I'm traveling, I ask my existing clients, they will bring their friends or, we will have an engagement, we will have an interaction. Whoever is comfortable, they will sign up, they will start with investment with us. So what I've observed is if you take care of your existing client, automatically your client base will grow. Okay, that is the most important thing. You need to be truthful professionally and make sure that client interest is taken care. If that is taken care, your clients will give you n number of clients. Okay, I also don't know how I am growing. Numbers are growing, clients are coming purely because the existing clients are referring. Okay, but you have to put client interest first, because we have lot of deviation in the industry. Okay, and we have to manage that. Okay, we have a lot of wrong products. We have a lot of mis-selling. So those things you avoid. See, ultimately, you think you are a client, how you should be treated. If you are treated well, then why your client would be unhappy? So I'll put this metrics in another way. So we have around 1,400, 1,500 clients. In the last 6 years, I might have 6 or 7 clients might have gone out of me. Okay. So that's why you can see that AUM growth also happening and SIP growth also happening, because the confidence or conviction comes. Okay. So that you have to manage. That is more important.
Okay. I have one more question. You mentioned that what is the percentage of your client whom you interact with online and not physically? Most of your clients, you are not meeting them physically, and most
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them are not based out in Mysore also. So
Yes,
what
yes.
is that percentage and how this is happening?
Might be. I have not seen more 90% of our client. So it all comes through reference. Today, technology has made it much more easier. So we will have a Zoom call or you will have WhatsApp call and all. And once they are comfortable, you can start. So today, that I think COVID has helped us in a way. But I sitting in Mysore and I can get a business from Mumbai, right? So I can get a business from Middle East. So that has made technology has made it much more easier. Today, you have lot of engagement tools how you can engage with the client. You have to spend money on technology, and most important thing is what I believe is the difference between MFD and RIA is reducing. Okay, it's a gray area. Okay, whether you call MFD, but you have to do a role like an RIA kind of thing. Your knowledge should be of that level. If you are not doing that, no, relationship based selling will never going forward would be difficult. So spend more time and money on improving your knowledge, and spend more time, money and time on your technology. Okay, because if you want to scale up, leveraging is best, and technology much easier. Today we do, every day we do business of close to 1 crore, even in this market. Now, if I want to do that, 20 people might be investing 4 lakh, 5 lakh. If I start filling 20 applications, I'll go crazy. Okay, how many errors will happen? How many times the service issue will come? Right. So technology has made it easily. If someone wants to invest 5 lakh, send a link, you will spend 10 seconds for a client, right? So the most important is if you're not spending money on technology and spending money on knowledge, in my opinion, you should not think about scaling up. You'll never be able to scale it up. Okay, you might do whatever you want. If you want to scale it up big, then you have to spend money on knowledge and spend money on technology. See, when I was zero, no, I got in touch with Kanakji. I had zero AUM. I was not knowing what is that. Okay, I got in touch with Sunil Javeri ji, Anchorage. We have Jigar Parekh ji. So everyone I subscribed. I took Red Vision. It is hardly 2 lakh. You spend, everything will come. For our business, there is no investment. Knowledge is your investment, right? If you don't spend on knowledge, there is no point. So you should see say what I have seen with experience in the last 6 years. I might be wrong. Many distributors think lot of things as an expenses. Many are not expenses. It's an investment in our field. Okay, when I go to some conferences, some like me, like 10 distributors will have different way of doing business. Then you get something inspired from them, and you might take some strategy which you think it can work for you. You try it and it works out great, right? So now you have listened. How many people have listened? So some one idea someone might have got. You use that idea. Your SAP book might grow 2%. How I have grown also are collective ideas from many people. Okay, I have a lot of mentors. So I have listened to many people. I used to listen to Dr. Self. So you will have in YouTube channel. Go through his videos. We have, now Mr. Shankar Narayan tells small cap is overvalued. People are, going crazy, overvalued, undervalued. So why is telling? Someone is telling of that caliber. You don't have to go and, fight or, on that point. Try to understand his perspective. If you think it makes sense, you give it. So valuation is high. What he is telling, 10 years, client will not stay. Are you ready to make your client stay 10 years? Then you will make money. But if he drops in 2 years, you are gone, no? So he is telling something as a fund manager. So don't go against or don't go for him. If it makes sense, take it. If it doesn't make sense, what is harm? Right? Everyone has a view, everyone has a perspective to tell. So many times what happens, we start looking in the smaller things. Okay, to be, in a market like Mysore, many people tell SA, we don't have business. Okay, but SIP book is growing in the industry. AUM is growing in the industry. Someone is doing business, no? The question is whether you are ready to do that business. Industry is going to grow, that everyone knows. What share you want depends on what is the effort you are putting and what is the knowledge you are learning. Yes.
One more question, and I think people, all of you friends, you can be ready with your questions. What do you do for engagement of your investors? Like maybe on the first time when you are doing an online IAP, or maybe are you using some games, or no, there are some mutual fund analysis tools also, like no, a lot of flexi cap funds are there. How do you suggest them the top
See,
three flexi
generally,
cap funds of your
generally, I
choice?
do like a normal IAP kind of thing. I don't get into any funds. I go on the principle of investments. Long term you invest, you create wealth. Do SIP, be disciplined, you will create wealth. Save more money, you will create wealth. What, take the right term insurance, take right health insurance, whatever it is, right? So whatever I do IAP, it is simple, which tells the principle what you need to do, what you should not do. Okay. And you be truthful to the client, what is good for him. Okay. So once you are there, no client will get you more clients. That's all. So engagement is today clients, most of them, they have also come with some knowledge background. They will figure it out, you are bullshitting or, you are really adding value to it. So you don't be over smart. That's all. You be truthful to the client. Client, I'm believing this is a business of magic. That's what I believe. In 5 years, 6 years, no, my clients get me clients. No, I have invested, I have created wealth. You have to come through him, right? See, I have 1,500 salespeople. Okay. So that is how you need to see. You go to a hotel today, which is the best hotel in Bangalore? Can anyone message? I know you are all people from outside India, right? Means outside South, across India. So in Bangalore, name me one good restaurant in chat box. One good restaurant in Bangalore. So everyone message. Has Rameshwaram Cafe come to you and marketed? 90% will put Rameshwaram Cafe. Okay? You are sitting somewhere in, Kolkata, or it might be in Chennai, or it might be in Jammu. How the hell you know Rameshwaram Cafe? Okay? So until your client don't get satisfied and they are not happy with you, you will never grow. That's a simple logic. So your clients are your biggest sales force, in my opinion. Right? You have n number of hotels, but why people tell Rameshwaram Cafe? That's a point you need to think. Okay? So that you should just, you be truthful to your client, you start changing, making positive impact to client, then the client will take care of you. He will refer. He will be happy. So you go to a good hotel, you like it, you will go and tell 10 friends. You go to a bad hotel, you don't like it, you will tell to 10 friends that, don't go to this hotel. Both way it works. So your role is to make sure that whoever comes, big, small, okay, you do what is good for him. Then automatically you will grow.
Any
Yes.
questions, the group? You can unmute yourself and ask, or you can write it in the chat box.
Hello, sir. Good
Sir,
evening. Here.
Yeah. Tell me, ma'am.
Hi. So I have a question here.
Yeah.
I truly believe in there is right time for everything, and when it comes, things grows, automatically and magically things happens. Though of course your efforts plays a very important role there. So my question is that over a period of years, your client starts getting that confidence, and
Yes.
it's build up. They refer you to new clients and everybody. However, somebody who is new to the industry,
Hmm.
when there is a phase that they don't have many clients, any two suggestions that you would like to share for those people how to get started and build on your clientele?
Okay. So today I have around 1,400 clients. Okay.
Mm.
I can work and backtrack these clients. My 40 or 50 clients. Okay. I can
Yeah.
connect these dots to these only 40, 50 clients.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
X is giving to Y, Y is giving to Z. They don't know each other, but I can try a tree and I can tell this any of my clients, I can bring it back to 40 clients.
Hmm.
Right? The
Okay.
network is like that. So
Right.
everyone who is there, 500 crore, 1,000 crore, 5,000 crore, they started with zero one day.
Yeah.
Everyone has worked on this model. So you will start with two people, two will give you four, four will give you six, six will give you eight. Parallelly, you will do some activity to get new clients on board. Okay. But that first two, if you don't take care, you will never go to 4.
Right.
Getting first 4, you don't take care, you will never go to 8.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'll tell you. So when I started, I only focused on SIP because I thought, people will not invest. Okay. I'll tell you some experiences which might be helpful.
Yeah.
So I was, new to the industry, learned a lot of tools from all this Connect JNG and all, and went and told goal planning, you do all these things, you invest 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 SIP. So every time when I go to client, no, initial days, so you will tell, okay, your requirement is this much based on your working 30,000 SIP. Once
Yeah.
what happened, I just went to a client and I told, sir, whatever you can do SIP, you do SIP. He told, okay, I'll start with 3 lakhs. Okay. Till that time, I had never sold an SIP more than 40, 50,000 because I was deciding what should be the retirement plan for the client.
Yeah.
Getting, as per me, what was the retirement? A client wants 1 lakh a month. That is his retirement. I was never knowing a certain clients are there who want monthly 10 lakhs.
Right.
Okay. So, but when I asked him, so based on your requirement you put, he started investing 3 lakh SIP. That's the
Mm.
first time I decided as a distributor, we should not gauge a new client and tell that your plan should be this much.
Mm.
Ask question, you don't know what is their lifestyle.
True.
Based on his lifestyle, you give a number, this is what is required. But what we do, sir, you want 1 lakh rupees for this, you need to build. That fellow might be requiring 5 lakhs. He will not come back to you and tell. He will tell, okay, 20,000 SIP, I'll start.
Yeah. We make our own assumptions.
Assumption. So
Yeah.
what happens? You should never try to assume things when you are discussing with a client.
Yeah.
Be very clear what exactly he wants and try to tell for if you want this, this is what you require. Someone will come, I want to travel every year, I want 5 lakh rupees international travel. You want to travel that, then you have to invest accordingly. But you
Right.
don't have a right to tell boss 5 lakh you cannot spend.
Yeah.
Getting, but we as a distributor, knowingly or unknowingly, we are doing that. So
Mm.
many times we are selling SIPs which are lower than the potential SIP which we can sell.
Yeah.
Okay. So the client would have invested 20,000. After 1 year, you will know bank would have taken another 20,000 from him. Another
Right.
distributor would have come and taken another 10,000 from him.
Mm.
So that means it is not a mistake of the client. It's a mistake of us in gauging the client properly. I could
Right.
have sold that 50,000 directly, He had a room.
Absolutely.
So these things, I think with client engagement, with experiences, you need to keep on streamlining things.
Yeah.
Okay. So that if you start doing it, I think automatically things will start falling in place. So you have to improve knowledge and you have to engage with the client in a right manner. So if I
Mm.
see 6 years back, the way I used to engage was different. And today the engagement is totally different.
Right.
Okay. So the success rate is much higher. You would get more bigger ticket size. Okay. And my old clients who used to start with, 2, 3 lakhs SIP, today I have built 4, 5 crore kind of AUM.
True.
Now birds of same feather flock together. Now when he gives me a reference, I'll get a big ticket 2 crore straight away, which I never used to get 5 years back.
Yeah.
Right. So that is the journey which you have to go through. At younger means if you're starting your journey, SAP is very easy because you can get more client easily. No one will
Right.
trust you and give you 1 crore, 2 crore. But after 5 years, the same people will be able to trust and blindly give you money.
Right.
So that journey you have to go through.
Thank you. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Sir, hello.
Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am.
Sir, how you are managing 1,500 clients? One number two, how many clients one MFT can manage?
Okay, so you see, this is a private limited. Okay, how many clients depends on. See, you need to be clear how you want to build your business. Okay, there are some people who give for a client. I'll tell you, there are if someone invests 10 lakhs. Okay, there can be a distributor who can give 10 funds for that 10 lakhs. Okay, there can be a distributor who gives one fund for 10 lakhs.
Okay.
Okay, whom do you think would be able to scale up?
I want only retail client, not a lump sum.
No, if you are giving a client 10 funds, Okay. Then you
Okay.
need to know which all performing, which all not performing. So you are complicating your exercise. Does it
Right.
really make difference? One flexi cap you give it or 10 flexi cap, 1 lakh you give it?
Okay, right. But I will prefer only different AMCs, different fund type of funds.
Yeah, but how much diversification you are trying to do? Okay.
Okay.
You understand the time required for you to scale up. Okay. You
Right.
have the option of filling the application and submitting a form. You have the option of clicking a button and submitting the form.
That is okay. That is technology.
So
I am not.
that's what. If you want to scale up, you need to have processes in place. You need to have fund selection right in place. I cannot simply go and keep selling all new funds, whichever comes. I cannot keep selling all sector funds. Then what happens? One fund will backfire you. Then that client will keep harping at you. Then will you do business or will you manage that client? Everything has a time. There's a cost. So you need to build processes. Today, some might be, I'll tell you, how you manage 1,500 crores, right? I'll
Right.
ask how SBI is managing 8 lakh crores or 10 lakh crores.
Right.
How
Correct.
can SBI mutual fund manage 10 lakh crores?
Right. But as an
What?
MFD, how many phases of the client you can remember? Out of 1,500, you can remember the phase of only 500.
Yes,
Can't be remember 1,000 phases.
you don't have to remember. I
Uh,
call once in 6 months.
mm,
When you are taking a client, if the client is coming for 5 years or 10 years, why do you want to speak to him on a daily basis? But if you start bringing the client, telling that every month you will make money, every year you are making to 15% return, then obviously you need to engage more. So I don't onboard any clients who doesn't have 5-year horizon, because he is wasting his time, he is wasting my time. 5 years you are not staying in the market. What is the point you coming and investing? So do you have the clear process of onboarding? Right.
right.
I'll
Right.
tell
Right.
my client minus 20% will happen. If you're
Mm,
not ready to come for minus 20%, don't even come to equities.
right. Okay.
Then if that case happens, minus 5% happens, he will not call you.
Mm.
But you tell you will get 20% and onboard a client, even if he gets 15%, he will call you.
Okay.
So what
Will
kind of
you
expectation you are setting up?
okay? Will you speak to the each and every client at least once in a year?
Yes, 100%.
Acha, acha, acha.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And it's a bigger, we are having a team and all. Okay. So
Okay.
the scale you have to know to manage. Always there is a drawback, right?
Right.
So either you change your mindset and try to adapt to the scale. Someone is managing 1,000 crores, so someone is doing better than me to manage 1,000 crores. No,
Right. Right. Right.
that's a simple logic. I should
Mm.
not tell how can he manage 1,000 crores. I should see what I am not doing, whether what he is doing, where is the gap.
Right. Okay. Right. Right.
Right.
Okay.
The logic of
Okay.
growth is simple.
Mm.
There is one MFD, I'll tell you, I don't know, you might be knowing. In Mumbai, there is one guy called Penne, Mr.
Mm.
Penne. Okay, husband, wife, and brother-in-law. 3 people. Not
Mm.
even technology.
Mm.
1,000 crore plus. He goes in auto.
Acha.
Okay, 1,000 crores is managing in only 3 people physically. And physically, not even technology.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, now I can learn. There is one guy in Mumbai. They run call center, 50 people call center and manage 700 crores. Not even one meeting. It's a cold calling model. Now I
Okay.
might tell cold calling will not work. But when I see
Mm.
that fellow has built 700 crore on cold calling. Right. So
Right.
you need to first is the question is how someone is doing and how I can improve. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
That is the
Correct.
only way to grow. See,
Right.
10
Right.
years back, what was the MF industry? Today, where is MF industry?
Right. Right. Right.
Right? How can you tell that, okay, Mahindra Mutual Fund is like 1 lakh crore with 40 people, SBI is managing with 40 people, 10 lakh crore. You getting?
Yes.
They will know how to manage 50 lakh crore also. They will keep thinking. So you will get a way. But if you don't want to scale it up, then you tell it is not possible. You give up. So always someone is doing better because he has got some process, some knowledge, some technologies better than me. So I always
Right.
see like, Gajendra Kotari. You listen to him. You will tell boss what I'm doing at 500 crore.
The
Getting?
one, okay,
I
now
feel bad when I listen to him. He is my mentor. Okay. So because you have to listen to above people and move. As
yes,
simple as
one thing I have learned about the Gajendra Kotha, he is showing his portfolio to all the clients.
let
The
him show.
same
No,
way.
what is the problem?
No, I am
His
also
money, his
using.
investment, he can show. Only thing I cannot show his portfolio in the public. He has got the right to show his portfolio.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I cannot show my client's portfolio, but I can show my
Right.
portfolio.
Yes, our own portfolio, we can show it.
Gajendra is showing his own portfolio. I am not showing
Yes,
Gajendra's portfolio.
not client portfolio.
Yeah. So in that
Okay.
way,
Hmm.
so see, ultimately, I am telling you, if you don't invest big, you will never get the clients who are big. If
Right.
simple logic, market is crashing today, 20% down. I tell
Okay.
all my clients, boss, invest. But I don't want to put my money. Do you think I'll be able to sell?
Right.
Your
No,
ethics will not allow you to do that.
right,
So if you invest, then you will have a conviction to tell all your clients, boss, invest.
right.
Right. If you don't put a 10 lakh SIP, how can you go and convince someone invest 10 lakh in a mutual fund?
Right.
I put 10,000 SIP, but I go to a client, tell invest mutual fund is very good, put 3 lakh SIP. Then you will never build that.
Correct. Our action should speak.
Yes. If you don't believe in mutual fund, if you don't believe in SIP, I am competing with Gajendra for SIP book. Okay. In the sense, not on the book, my personal investment.
Right.
I put that kind of SIP because that's why I'm able to convince my clients to invest that. If I don't put in SIP, I put in stock market, I don't invest in mutual fund, I'll never be able to. See, I have certain policies. I don't put even 1 rupee in stocks. I put all my money in mutual fund. I don't put money in PMS. I don't put money in AAF. I don't ask any of my clients to invest in PMS or AF. Good, bad, ugly, it is different. I have a conviction, mutual fund is best. Then conviction, I can easily drive to my client.
Right. Okay.
As simple as that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Sir, I just got confused with your previous this thing. Just now you said about SIP, growing SIP book. And you said now that in one fund, I mean, for an investor, you're going to give one fund or you're going to give 10 funds. I just want to know, like, sir, for an SIP, now for a new client, so if they want to invest 50,000 in SIP, should I be
Yes.
giving it in breakup and giving? Because I've heard in industry, like, don't put all eggs in one basket. So should I break it up or no, give in one?
Ma'am, see, if you are doing 50,000, you need to understand what is mutual fund, what is stocks. Okay. If you are putting 50,000 in a stock, you are putting in one company entire amount.
Yeah.
When you are investing in a mutual fund, it's already a basket.
Yeah.
Okay. Already 40, 50 companies are there and it is getting actively managed or whatever it is, right?
Correct.
So your 50,000 gets invested in 50 companies already.
Yes.
You might think 50,000 is one SIP, but that money has gone into 50 stocks. Each stock is only 1,000 rupees.
Correct.
You don't have to go over diversification. Now it can be good, bad, I don't know. Okay. But in my opinion, if you cannot pick two best mid caps, what is the point in having 40 mid caps?
True.
Right.
Correct.
So the almost overlap will be there 60, 65%, 70%.
Yeah.
Are you spending time in little bit research to identify those best two?
We have to, otherwise
Then
there's
why
no
client
point.
is coming to you?
We have to do it. They
If
can
I'm
directly.
putting in 10 different funds equally, then client also can do that, no? What is my value addition? So you need to have two mid caps, two small caps, two large and mid cap, two multi cap, whatever space you want, right?
Yeah.
When I'm speaking diversification, you are bringing one large cap, one mid cap is a diversification. If I'm putting in two mid cap, what diversification?
Correct. We can't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go overboard and start giving business to all 40 AMCs. You choose what is your comfortable. You understand each AMCs. Wherever you get conviction. I'm not telling AMC A is better, B is better, C is better. Everyone goes through cycle. You diversify 4 funds, 5 funds for a client, that is more than enough. So let's
Yeah.
assume I have 1 crore of my client in 5 funds. That means each fund is 20 lakhs. In each
Mm.
fund, you have 50 stocks. Okay, that means you are approximately investing 4,000 rupees in, in Infosys, 4,000 rupees in Reliance Industries.
Mm.
Indirectly, if you go back and map it. Okay, for
Mm.
a 15 lakh crore company, your money is 5,000 rupees into it through mutual fund. That too
Yeah.
actively managed by a fund manager.
Mm.
Okay, so
Correct.
people too much get too wide, then you don't even know what is performing, what is not performing. You take a
Correct.
client portfolio, 100 funds are there when you build 1
Mm.
crore. What
Mm.
suggestion you will give, or what he will know, which is good, which is bad, which is ugly,
Mm.
right?
Right, right.
So diversification is good when you do between large, mid, and small. When you look at the valuation and enter right space, okay,
Yeah.
those things
Yeah.
is good. But
Yeah.
beyond that, if you simply start spreading funds, you will go
Mm.
totally crazy.
Correct. Correct. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
हेलो सर, केतन बोल रहा हूँ वेकरिया सूरत से।
Yes, sir. हाँ बोलिए सर.
एक बिजनेस के रिलेटेड है थोड़ा, कि हम बड़े क्लाइंट के पास जाते हैं, तुम्हारा फ्रेंड ही है, तो
हाँ.
वो बोलता है अभी वाइट का प्रॉब्लम है तो हम नहीं करते। आपका ऐसा कुछ फेस आया है? मान
क्या
लो कि
क्या मालूम नहीं है सर.
कोई ऐसे नए क्लाइंट हो, बड़ा
हाँ
क्लाइंट,
हाँ
और हम बोलने जाए कि सर आप डालो पैसा,
हाँ
मतलब कि आपका वो मेरे को बोला कि हर साल मैं डालूंगा, बराबर है।
हाँ
मैं हर महीने नहीं डालूंगा, मैं हर साल डालूंगा।
हाँ.
तो हर साल वो 10 लाख रुपया डालता है मेरे साथ।
ओके
तो इस साल बोला कि इस साल थोड़ा वाइट का प्रॉब्लम है तो इस साल नहीं डालते।
ओके.
तो उसको हम कैसे हैंडल करें? वाइट मतलब कि वो मतलब कि जो मतलब कि आप तो वो समझ गए ना।
अभी there are two possibility reasons. Okay,
हाँ,
one is he is having a problem. He doesn't have the money to invest. That is a genuine case. Second thing is he is not happy with the performance, whatever has happened till date. Okay, so you can only fix the second issue.
No,
Okay.
Ayyappan, you have not understood the question.
हाँ
उनका क्वेश्चन है कि उसके पास व्हाइट का रुपया नहीं है, पक्के का रुपया नहीं है, मतलब ही इज नॉट हैविंग मनी।
हाँ ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट. हाँ ओके.
यस
हाँ ओके.
सर,
ब्लैक
उसका
तो कुछ
रिटर्न
भी
तो
नहीं कर
बहुत
सकते ना.
है,
आप ब्लैक में क्या करोगे आप. म्यूचुअल फंड तो एसबीआई अकाउंट से ही
वाइट से
पैसा
होता है।
आना है क्या ना. सो उसको
हाँ,
एक अच्छा चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट से मिलने के लिए बोलिए. वो बोलेगा अकाउंट के अंदर कैसा लेकर आने का. आपको वो टेंशन नहीं है ना. पैसा
यस,
अकाउंट के आने के बाद आप करोगे.
हाँ हाँ हाँ,
So that
वही,
you don't have to worry. I thought this year you will not be able to invest because of some reason. Okay. Okay.
यस, हाँ,
So see, black money you cannot take. No, that's the beauty of the business. It is good. It is protecting you indirectly.
यस,
Okay, so why you want to get those kind of clients? इंडिया में इतना करोड़ लोग है, आपको और एक क्लाइंट मिल जाएगा.
यस, यस,
हाँ
नहीं नहीं, वैसे क्लाइंट्स को आपको थोड़ी सी सद्बुद्धि देनी पड़ेगी कि
हाँ.
सर फाइनली आप जो भी चीजें करोगे सर सब व्हाइट में ही होगी।
वाइट में करो
और
उतना
व्हाइट
ही.
में करने का बहुत इजी तरीका है सर, टैक्स दे दीजिए, खत्म।
दे दो. हाँ उतना ही है.
आप उसको इनकम दिखाइए, टैक्स दीजिए, इन्वेस्ट करिए, जो भी इनकम आएगा सर ओनली 12.5% टैक्स है। तो यू कैन एक्चुअली रिलैक्स, दैट्स द बेस्ट थिंग टू डू।
ओके, थैंक यू।
हाँ,
Yes, sir.
so we can have one more question. Manish ji, you can throw your question.
Yes, namaskar to all of you.
हेलो सर जी.
Sir, I have a question that most of the MFDs like me, we are very having limited knowledge on technology. So, if you could kindly share what kind of technology tools you are using,
Okay.
maybe or connect. मतलब currently the problem that I am facing is that earlier we used to work in offline model, so everything was we used to write on diaries and everything. So now sometime it happens that the client SIP we have punched in our system that has to hit say 10 days or 20 days or even 1 month down from today.
Okay.
So we have to keep a track or record कि okay on this date we have to check whether that SIP has hit or not. So matching that thing on calendar or any such Google task, I'm finding it very difficult.
Yes, sir. So I think most of us are having this problem. Okay. When I'm speaking about technology, I use transaction platforms. I generally use BSC. Okay. Whether you use BSC Star or NSE MF platform, I feel it both are very good. Okay. And I have integrated with Red Vision. Okay, so you get n number of database platform, and you get n number of transaction platform. You have, 8360 you can use, K FinTech you can use, whatever you want to use it, right? So in that you will get in BSE also, we get everyday fund received report, order invalid report, all those things we get it. So what we have done is we don't have any physical application. To be frank, almost 99.99% it is online. So I have also turned down clients who are ready, who are coming physical. Okay. Above 60 years only physical. Below 60 years, if someone is coming for physical, I don't even onboard them. Because tomorrow you want some money, suddenly he will call from somewhere, I will be somewhere. Then he doesn't use technology. Then where you will do redemption and all, right? So you lose those clients. So first thing is you should be very clear who is your client. Okay, for me, my client is who is ready to commit 5 years, who is ready to come on technology, okay, and who comes with a realistic expectation of 12 to 13%. If you don't fall in this category, he is not my client. So you as a distributor, whoever it is, first and foremost, you need to find out your sweet spot. Because ultimately,
my question was on different thing.
yeah,
My
yeah.
question a sort of Todoist or a sort of AnyDo kind of platform or something that you are doing to record a transaction that has been punched for a future date, because
Okay. Yeah. So what we do is I am using Zoho. I am using Zoho CRM platform where I try to, now I think even Masterstroke has something CRM platform. So you will have slowly CRM platforms are coming. Okay. So I am using Zoho to try to put this mistake, even with us also it happens. Okay. Sometimes you forget, then client will call, all those things. But we're keeping records, like writing down in January we'll do this, February someone, because so many times if a client calls and tells I want to invest today, it is very easy. Okay. But client tells, मेरा FD maturity हो रहा है next month, उस time में मैं invest करूंगा. Okay. Then you need to keep track of that. So generally what we are doing, we are trying to do is Zoho we are using, and Zoho is not made for our finance industry. It is a common platform. But wherever we can add it, my logic is you are investing 20-25,000 to Zoho. Even if I get 4 transactions in a year, right, I'll make that money. I'm not trying to fully fix this problem, but at least 50% I remember through Zoho, at least my burden will come down and you will forget most of it.
configuring Zoho itself is a big problem for, I've tried that. And particularly a tool that we need, because once you cross 100 CR of the AUM, then this audit thing is also bothering us now. So in last audit, they asked how are you keeping a track of the transactions, of the client interactions also. So I have to dig out my old diaries to convince the auditors. So something on Zoho, can we create a platform like Zoho, or we have to configure that so that it can be shown to the auditors in next audit?
No, Zoho actually it comes very good because you can put once your client database into it, you will feed all the email, everything. So whatever email conversation you have with the client, automatically it gets captured as a history. Okay, when you drop a email, no, so many times your inbox you will have other emails also. So you will not be able to track 1 year back what was the conversation happened with a specific client. But in Zoho, what happens? It will keep historical records. Okay, so you drop a mail today. Okay, as we discussed, I'm sending you certain fund. Okay, the next interaction would be after 6 months. So after 6 months, also you drop a mail. No, your previous whatever discussion has happened, that mail is still there in his profile. So from an audit point of view, I think Zoho, if you start customizing and trying to use, all your conversation will be there, and your team also can converse. Even if your team shoots up, no, that mail also will come there. Now, when you do individually, you have a team and someone else will comment on something, someone else will drop a mail. You may not have a trial if that person leaves or goes or something like that, unless strong IT system. Okay, I think Zoho, you can use it. Otherwise, see, generally what happens in a BSC platform, whenever you are sending a link, okay, there are 2 levels which will happen. First level of approval, second level of payment. So the first level of order confirmation is mainly for the audit purpose. Mr. X is submitting this order for you. So the client is approving the order first. Okay. So that is a proof for you to tell that this fund was given to him. He has accepted it. Direct payment link will not go to the client.
But generally, shall we keep a record of those things also in a client folder, or digging
Uh,
down in
see,
emails?
see, if
Well,
you
how?
have 40, 50 clients, your record management would be much easier in terms of physical. But as the client goes up, no, physical management will never work.
This is exactly what is happening. That's why I'm asking this thing.
No, we have also gone through. That's why we moved to Zoha, all those things. We are also doing all those things.
So
Okay.
have
We
you,
also,
or any ready-made template that you have used,
no,
or maybe
their template only, but I am only using the features which make sense for me. So I'll put notes there. See, because what happens, simply I'll add all my client into Zoho. Okay. Then you will have one segment for each of the client. Whatever email you send it, it gets recorded. Whatever conversation we have, we can put it in notes. After 6 months also, you will see that notes will be there. Okay. So that can be taken as a printout whenever you want. So ultimately, that is what you can do it. So that you have to work it. I think Zoho or any CRM platform, you have to try and link it.
I have shared a link of a masterclass which we did on CRM a few days back. So there is a link which I have just shared. You can have a look at that. That was taken by someone from your city only, Manishji, Rahul Chandalia. So,
Yeah.
so I think that's an interesting one.
So generally, what happened? No, for me, more than on this audit, lot of business used to miss. Because as he told, no, 1,000 clients when you have, you will speak to 10 clients. Someone will tell next month some FD maturity there I'll invest. Someone will tell next month I'll start SIP. How will you remember this? So that's why this technology we moved to Zoho. At least it is helping us to remember a lot of things. We may not be 100% remembering, but at least 80% it is remembering. Earlier we were missing entire 100%. Okay,
so
so that will help.
Zoho gives you a place where you can put in these kind of reminders. So at the
Yes.
right date, they pop up.
Yes, yes, yes. So you can have event you is there. You have a task system is there. Okay, you can have calendar. So you can note down 15th next month. Like today, I was speaking. One of my client told, from March 3rd, I will start an SAP of 1 lakh. Now this discussion in 1 week, I would have forgotten. He would have forgotten. But I put in an entry March 3rd. He will give me 1 lakh SAP. Now I will see my calendar March 3rd. At least I have to call him. If I don't call, I lost this business.
Right.
Okay, might be after 6 months he will come back to me. He will tell, Ayyappan, you have grown very big. For you, 1 lakh doesn't matter. Right? This will happen. But I am losing business. So today it is very difficult to get a client. But whichever client is ready to give money, if I am not taking, I am the foolish guy. Right? I can tell n number of reasons. It doesn't matter for the client. Right? Client is telling, I am ready to invest, you are not ready to take. That's the only thing which matters. Right? So that you can put it there. You start using in Zoho. They give you 2, 3 demos. Okay, they are good. When I took demos. Then I asked what I wanted. Then I've started using feature. I don't know whether I'm using fully optimal or not, but 100% it has helped me a lot in terms of at least 40, 50% of losing business.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's easy. Today one client calls you and tells, send me link, you will send it. No problem. But what happens? We will meet next month. You don't call for 6 months. Then you go to the client what face you will show to him. So those things you have to put it on and remember.
Thank you very much. Thank
We
you very
can we
much.
can get in touch, sir. You can call me separately. We can discuss whatever I am using. I'll tell you. I don't know whether it is efficient way, but at least for me, I am seeing improvement.
Thank you very much. Thanks a
I am
lot.
also non-technology guy. So
No, we
Just
will
to
be
add
coming.
on to this discussion, there is one more CRM by the name Sanche, and
ah,
they are having their demo on this Sunday. In case Manishji would be interested, I can share that info to you, and you can have
great,
that
ma'am.
demo as well. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. Please do share with me.
sure, sure.
Thank you so much, friends, and especially Ayyappan for sharing all the wisdom and the knowledge and the way you are doing things. So that's really, really nice. I'm sure each one of us present in this room must have gained, and uh, they're learning something. So continue to do the same. We do our masterclass every Thursday. This is like since Ayyappan was little tied up yesterday, we are doing it today. Otherwise, it's every Thursday at 4 o'clock. And thank you very much, Ayyappan. And
Thanks,
the
sir.
next 6 months, we'll be having quite a number of events other than these Thursday classes. We'll be having one day meets at 20 different cities in the month of April, May, and June, and mostly focusing on eastern part of India. In April, we all are meeting at NISM Patalganga on 18th to 20th of April, wherein we will just play all the games. And finally, in September, which is our annual conference, which is at Bangalore this year. So we will have best of the best people and the minds in the mutual fund industry. So looking forward to have you and many of you there. So keep learning, keep growing. Thank you very much,
Great.
Ayyappan.
Thanks, sir.
Because Ayyappan is one best example I can see. I have seen him from 0 crore to 5 crores, 500 crores, with zero SIP book size to 5 crore SIP book size. And I think this is going to become 5,000 crore AUM and a 500 crore SIP book very, very soon. So I think these figures are, they may look like itna kya bol raha hai, things like that, but it is all possible the way he is doing, the way he is building up. And we all can learn and just try to get the insights and do our best. So thank you so much,
Thanks.
Ayyappan, and all the best to each one of us. Remain
Thanks.
connected, be in the group, and I think all of us will grow. Thank you so much.
Great. Great, sir. Thanks. Thanks a lot.